he come up here like, he live here. This been my spot all the time. He like, no, he like, there's a new resident in town, and he ain't playing. So let me get gone before I'm bygone. So yeah, we go get the blackberries, and my grandmother would cook the pie, and we all be just as happy, I always, I made sure I always pick some extra. So on that long walk back home, I could nibble on some of them, I could nibble on some of them, So I learned how to, ride hogs. I don't know if any of you out there, some of you probably have, because I know, if you listening to my channel from all over the world and all over the USA, in every state, in every county, and backwoods and bywoods and, mountains or whatever, some of y'all done rode some hogs for fun. Not the little piggies, no, the big boys, the big hogs, And I used to ride at the cornfields. I'd jump on them and go through a cornfield. They'd run through the cornfield thinking they're gonna knock you off. Shoot, I'd be on that joker, holding on, and having fun like hell, you know what I'm saying? He'd go back to the corral, and then I'd jump on his butt again. He'd run through the cornfield, and because I'm still kind of small as a child, in 5th grade, 10 years old, I wasn't real heavy with a big hole. He can handle it, So that was kind of like, that was fun for me. Living out in the country, because I was mischievous in the city, they sent me to the country for a year, And my cousin, Babe Bro, whom I just told you about, who checked the principal for paddling me for fighting back one of the Walker girls for firing on me because I was new. He had a hound dog named Hobo. And I mean a real hound dog with the long ears, the big nostrils. I mean the real deal. And we used to have fun. He'd take me to the woods with him, man, and he'd take like a rabbit tail or something, or a piece of meat or whatever, and then he'll drag it on the ground, and go hide it, and then let Hobo go find it and go track it down. Hobo will track it down every time. If you get that scent on that trail, Hobo go get it. Then he used to throw Hobo in the bayou, in the little water pits in the bayou. And he would swim on up out of there and shake the big head, out in the woods in the country with the hound dog. And he was just giving me a real country experience, man. And it was just, I found it fascinating. I really did. It was so different, but I love nature. And I guess I had an affinity for nature, And it was, and I always probably had an exploratory, mindset to explore, And I guess it kind of like was compatible to my spirit, being out there in the wilderness, so to speak, away from all the noise of the inner city, quiet at night. And a sister, Pearl, I can recall her friend, she was staying like kind of across the street in the field way over yonder, and they had a path that ran through the cornfield to go directly to her house, and And during the day, she the one had the hogs over there that I used to ride, and have fun with. So every night, in the daytime, you walk down the path, you be seeing snakes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So me being a city boy, was a little afraid, whenever I went down the path, I used to run. I said, you gonna bite me, you gonna hit me in motion. I done seen too many snakes up in this. you know, you gonna have to hit me in motion, man. I'm gone. Pew, you know. But the real kicker was sometime at night, Pearl used to send me over there to get some stuff from a friend, because it wasn't that far away. You just go across the street, hit the path, go straight to her house, really. It wasn't that far away. And even at night, especially at night, I kind of, cranked up the boosters. When I jetted through there, I cranked the boosters up at night. It's daytime, I wasn't that super fast, but at night, I turned on the boosters, man, to get on up in there and get up out of there. I was scared as hell, shoot. Carl Lewis couldn't mess with me by then, So, it was all good, man, the experience of, being out there in the wilderness and learning the country ways and country food and, the country woods, hanging out in the woods and just, having to go to our house, or to go out back and pump some water, I just thought it was so unique. In my eyes, I thought it was unique. I always tell people, we used to have our houses and water pumps. I come from that fabric, you understand? You know what I'm saying? I'm cut from that cloth, that kind of cloth there. I tell you, some of my people ain't so proud of it. I'm proud of where I came from. Don't ever get it twisted, country or not. You dig? Life was life. My family did what they had to do to survive, And so we talked about, some of my school experience and my grandmother cooking the rabbits and blueberry pies and, and the experiences with my cousin. It was, one time I experienced and witnessed a rape. At 10 years old, one of my family members and a friend of his, well, actually both of us family members, and I witnessed the rape, man. They took advantage of this woman that was drunk, whether or not she played drunk or whatever, she was asleep. They took advantage of it because I was trying to go up in there and do the same thing they would. No, you can't get it out of here. You can't do that. Y'all seen them putting their hand under their dress and playing with it. I said, I'm gonna do it too. They doing it like they having fun. So, the kid gonna follow suit what he see. And but they ushered me out the room. They wouldn't let me participate. And I'm thankful for that, even though it had a profound impact on me and my behavior later on in life, to witness something like that. Because as a child, you think it's okay if your family member's doing it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was fun. I didn't know no concept of, rape or molestation or sexually assaulting someone. I didn't know no concepts like that. I just thought they were just having fun to me. But as I get older and look back in hindsight, it is what it is. It was what it was. I seen what I saw. And it impacted my life, man. Now again, because I had already been molested, so, but I didn't look at that as that. I looked at that as fun. So I can't really say in that sense that it traumatized me. but it still was here implanted that it was okay, to violate a woman, you know, that it was okay. Because my big cousin did it, subconsciously in the child's mind. And so that was like, but other than that, during that year, living out there in the country and enjoying myself, it was a blast. I had a blast. And, I love my family. We ain't perfect. There's been many errors and many mistakes, along the way of our family and parents and environments and things of that nature that we came up in. And, as I'm a more older and mature individual, I understand why a lot of stuff happened, because of certain conditions of a certain environment presents certain situations, and one finds oneself isolated, and not making an excuse for it, but I'm just saying, those type of things, happens in life, in many people's lives, in millions of people's lives, and billions of people's lives in this world are experiencing the same thing that I went through in my life, but dare not, be the sacrifice, sacrificial lamb to put your life on line and keep it real and tell that story to the world and let them know, there is still hope for recovery, no matter what you've been through. And that's the main reason, why I'm telling my story, man, and keeping it real, 100, transparent, raw, uncut funk. I'm a P-Funk guy. I want my funk uncut funk, the P-Funk, the bomb, the real. And that's how, that's my intent, as I share my life story with you and the rest of the world, because everything I've been through in my life has made me the man that I've become. And I'm proud of the man that I've become. I'm not angry at nobody. I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. I really do. I forgave everybody that ever done anything to me. So I'm good. And when I say that I'm good, it doesn't mean that I'm not still affected by the things that I've experienced in my past. Again, as I share with you, I've just learned coping skills on how to cope with it and take control of it and not let it control me, and ways of acting out where it can really, be a contributing factor to one's destructive nature of their self and their livelihood in life. Unfortunately, I had to take control after the aftermath of self-destructing. But I'm saying it doesn't matter whether you do it before or after. Do it, find, recovery, seek help if you need it. And so that was pretty much, and the big, the most fun thing I really had, I must admit, my best friend at the time, Big James Phillips, playing horseshoes. And he had Big James, he had my back at school too. Once we became friends, it was